Hey Han, I'm Chloe and this is the air walk tutorial. My mission is to share my passion for pole dancing and make pole dancing easy to learn and accessible. This is the 50th video of the beginner pole trick tutorial series. In order to maximize your training out of all the videos, I highly recommend you to start from the very first video of this playlist, as the tricks will be a progression of the video before. The air walk is a very impressive trick. I think it is super pretty when executed properly. We're gonna try one grip, which is called an armpit grip today. This video is mirrored for your ease of learning. I'll also have a red wristband on my right wrist and my right ankle to indicate the right side of my body if you do get confused of the directions. This trick tutorial is created for you for information and educational purposes only, and for you to enjoy learning pole dancing from the comfort of your own home. Please participate at your own risk and don't work beyond your capability, and seek help or spotting when necessary. For any health concerns, please make sure to seek professional medical advice. Please also make sure you warm up your body before you start this video. I have a warm-up playlist depending on your level under the playlist warm-up so that you can try it before you do the tricks. If you enjoy this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know to create more of these kinds of videos, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet so that you are notified every single time I upload a video. If you're looking to further your pole journey in combining tricks and dance together, then consider learning on my online learning platform, Pole Art Vault, where we put all the tricks together into a combo and learning an entire routine with combos and dance together. You can find the link in the description below for further information. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get into the air walk tutorial. Alrighty, let us get into our conditioning. For our conditioning today, we're gonna start with our leg waves. So this is our first conditioning of the day. We've got two. So we're gonna start on the floor. Now, once you come onto the floor, we're gonna prop ourselves onto our elbow. Now, if you're finding this too much, you can lie on your back as well, but just see how you go. Try not to hunch your back, keeping your posture quite neutral. So make sure that your spine is neutral. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you have a tendency to hunch, then make sure you lift your chest up. If you're arching too much, then try keeping your posture neutral. Now from here, you're gonna lift your legs up into the ceiling. Now once you're in this position, you're gonna start bending your right knee towards you as you bring your left leg away from you. Now keep going, and then from there, you're gonna extend your right knee. Good, from there, you're gonna start bending your left knee, and then you're gonna bring your right leg back. Good, and then once you get there, you're gonna extend your left knee. Good, and then bend your right knee, swap your leg, and then you're gonna extend your right knee. Good, bend your left knee, swap your leg, and extend. Bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend. Beautiful. Now, there is your leg wave on the floor. Again, if that was too much, you can just lie on the floor and you can practice your leg waves as well. Just remember, we don't want to do these bicycle legs. You want to make sure that you're swapping your leg and then extend as you keep moving your other leg. Bend it and then extend as you still keep bringing your other leg back. So if you feel like you're still not comfortable doing these leg waves, then just keep practicing these ones. The more you practice your leg waves, you'll definitely get there. These are quite tricky. Now, there is your first conditioning. Again, keep working on them if you need to. Now let's get into our second conditioning. We are gonna do our aerial knee tucks. Now, these ones are slightly tricky. So we're gonna come in front of the pole, inside armpit on the pole. Now from there, we're gonna grab the pole in our baseball grip. So making sure that your inside hand is at neck height, outside hand on top of it, so right next to your cheek. Now we're gonna do multiple knee tucks, so make sure that your inside bum cheek is on the pole as well, and inside shelf. From there, you're gonna pull the pole down as much as you can, keeping your back nice and neutral. So or arch, make sure your back is neutral. You're gonna tuck your knee towards your chest. 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo! So, if you can do multiple, go ahead and do multiple. If this is too much, then just keep working on doing consecutive as many as you can. Well done. Let's try on the other side. So we're gonna try 5 consecutive if you can. If not, totally fine. Inside bum cheek on the pole, shelf on the pole. Inside armpit around, grabbing the pole at neck height, outside hand just over it, in front of your cheek. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Well done. There is a conditioning done. Alrighty, let us get into our aerial airwalks. Now with our airwalks, you can do this both on spin or static. They both work. I'm just gonna do this on static so that you can have a look. I actually prefer this on static a little better because I think it looks nice. So, this is what an aerial or airwalk looks like. Alrighty, so let's break down the airwalk. Now with your airwalk, this is going to be a lot of arm today. So let's break it down. Now with our airwalk, the prerequisite is going to be a climb and also our corkscrew. Now if you haven't done those tutorials, make sure you watch them before you try this one because this is very armpit heavy and also this is very strength heavy as well. Now, if you feel like your airwalk, or I should say your leg wave isn't as strong either, making sure that you keep working on your leg waves and that's gonna help you get this as well. Now, we're gonna come into one climb. Once you get into climb, outside and on top, inside and on the bottom into your baseball grip. And then you're gonna keep your bum on the same side of the pole. Now this time, you wanna make sure that you're not pushing your bum cheek onto the pole because if you get your bum cheek onto the pole, when you try to leg wave, you won't be able to bring your leg back. So you actually have to keep your hip, side of your hip on the pole rather than your bum cheek. Now from there, you're just gonna pull the pole down, squeezing into your armpit as much as you can, and then you're just gonna walk on the spot. So let's try this together. I'm gonna come into a climb, into your armpit, and then bring your leg out, in, out, in. Well done. Beautiful, let's try it on the other side. If you're feeling a bit more confident, you can take your outside and off, but that's quite tricky, but just see how you go. All right, so other side. Well done. So there is your airwalk on static. Now again, you can do this on spin, just see how you go. Alrighty, let's go through some tips and common mistakes. Common mistake number 1 is bicycle legs or cockroach legs. Now, what I mean by bicycle legs, I see some legs where it goes like this. Yeah, or like now, in order for your leg wave to look good, you always have to make sure that you're swapping the bent leg with the straight leg. So let's just try this on the floor again. So you just want to make sure that when you're bringing your one knee towards you, that you keep your other leg straight. So at every given moment, there's one leg that's bent. So as soon as you straighten this leg, you want to start bending that back leg, and then you're going to swap it. And then as soon as you straighten it, you're going to start bending that other leg. And extend and then bend. Now, if you try to bend both legs, and then that's where things start to look a little funky. So remember that at every given moment, there should be one leg that is straight, and that way, your leg wave is gonna look very nice. So again, keep working on your leg waves. That's gonna help you a lot to get that right leg wave and then make your airwalk look graceful. Now, for those that are a bit more advanced, and if you want to work on making your airwalk even better, then instead of keeping your legs close to each other in your airwalk, you can leap big legs, big leg waves. You can obviously do small leg waves, and then I think that one's quite it looks quite dainty and almost floaty. So just try practicing small legs, bigger. And again, these ones are quite tricky because you obviously have to have great leg extensions and whatnot. So just keep working on them, and then it'll come with practice. Now, let's also talk about our armpit grip. So when you're coming into position, you obviously have to shuffle your booty around onto the other side. So just make sure that once you climb, that you attach your inside hip onto the pole. So once you attach your inside hip onto the pole, you're gonna squeeze right into the armpit. So if you don't have armpit grip for this one, this is gonna be quite tricky because that means that you're gonna end up just pulling with your hands. So remember to get armpit grip. So the grip point for this one is your hip and your armpit and obviously your hands. So making sure you have ample grip for those parts are gonna be super crucial too. So if you need something that's more drying for sweaty skin, make sure you get some sort of liquid chalk, antiperspirant. If you have dry skin, then making sure that you get something a bit more moisturizing so that you can get tacky onto the pole. Now, last thing, or I should say, the last thing I want to talk about is your head movement. So with your head movement, you always want to either look up towards the top of the floor, to the pole, or look over your outside shoulder, and that's going to make it look that extra bit nice. So we're here, and then again, make sure you look over your shoulder. You can small leg waves look nice. Or bigger. Yeah, so there's so many different ways of doing your leg waves and also how to do them. So try exploring with them and see how you go. And those were all the tips and common mistakes I wanted to go through. Alrighty, before I let you go, a little tip for you today. I want to talk about food and eating habits. Now, the reason why I'm super passionate about talking about eating habits and food is because I myself have a history of body dysmorphia from my past in figure skating. So I used to compete in figure skating from the age of 7 till 15, and I went through a very, very vicious and bad cycle of eating disorders. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this, and also just a disclaimer that I'm not a healthcare professional or any of that sort, or I'm not a nutritionist. However, I am thinking of doing a nutrition course. The reason why I wanted to talk about this was because food habits are super, super crucial. And I think the mindset around having food around is very important as well. Now, I'm definitely still feeling like at some point I have to think about what I should be eating or how I should be eating them and how much to consume. And I have this mindset of feeling like the food is never gonna be there for me. I'm still definitely working on that, but the best way for me, at least for me, for food, to have food around me, is to make sure that I have a very healthy eating habit. So I always make sure that I have ample protein, I have a lot of veggies and fiber so that it fills me up and so that I don't snack later on. I always make sure I eat a little early. Again, these are little things that I work on, so it might not work for you, but these are also like just general tips. So just make sure that when you're eating or when you're constructing an eating habit, that you always surround yourself with good food. I find that if I surround myself with snacks at home or any of that sort, I find myself reaching out for snacks. So I try not to have anything that's sort of unhealthy, because at the end of the day, if it's there, you want it. Like, it's so hard to just stop yourself, even if you're super disciplined. So creating that environment is the key in my opinion. So make sure that you keep working on that as well. Also, I just wanted to let you all know that this is gonna be the very last trick tutorial where you're gonna see this setting here, this stunning setting. I've been renting this apartment for a while now, filming, and I've been absolutely obsessed with this space, but unfortunately I will be moving out very soon. So stay tuned for the future tutorials, but this is gonna be the last time you're gonna be seeing this setting. I'm very sad. I'll be taking down this pole, I'll be taking down all this furniture very shortly, so sad. Thank you so much for joining me in the airwalk tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the very next tutorial. Bye. I'm blabbering today.